up if you have kids around. Parental advisory is in effect.
Parental advisory is in effect.
This is the Bonus Bone Podcast with Lamont Antonelli, Baby Huey, and Chasta.
Woo! Welcome back to the Bonus Bone Podcast, friends. Lamont Antonelli, Chasta, and Baby Huey. I know, I was waiting for it. He got it right there in the gap. Hello.
Hello, that's what she said.
Man, we're not even 10 seconds in and we got it. That's what she said. That makes me proud. All right, so today we are talking about things that annoy us, but here's the key. The older you get, the more you hate blank.
Well, that's kind of harsh. The more you hate, right?
The more you dislike blank. Although my answer is probably
do not find joy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the fluffier, kinder, gentler way to say it.
Yes.
So who wants to take it first?
I guess I'll jump in, but it's not so much hate. It's more of an ennuyment.
A what?
Okay, you've got me. My
Does anyone else know what that means?
God, I hope that's a word.
Hold on,
it
let's
means
Google
boredom.
it. Ennuyment?
Ennui. ENNUI.
You even know how to spell it?
MENT.
Ennuyment.
Do you have one of those words of the day thing?
I bet he does. Do you get that to your
That
email?
is one impressive part of your vernacular, Paul.
I can't even spell it. Wait, hold on.
ENN, I think, UIMENT. I'm just guessing. I might be completely wrong. So Chasta's hard at work here.
I'm trying to figure this out. It auto-corrected to annulment, so I got nothing.
Oh, shoot. Maybe I got that mixed up from...
Annulment, huh?
From when I got married.
More, Paul.
I know. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, go ahead.
So there's nothing like ennui? ENNUI? No?
No. I'll keep looking.
Okay.
How to overcome chronic boredom.
A feeling of listlessness and dissatisfaction arising from a lack of occupation.
Dissatisfaction. Okay.
So you were dissatisfied with...
Yeah, so it's not that I hate it. I've just grown bored with... and I never thought I'd say this because as a kid, I was such a nut.
Yeah.
And even, into my 20s and maybe into my 30s, but sports is kind of...
Tanel, I'm telling you what, Tanel.
And sports is my life.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know what? Growing up, and Paul, I think this is what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Growing up, as a kid, you used to live for sports.
Yeah.
I mean, with me, it was hockey and baseball.
Right.
And what about you?
Football, baseball, basketball.
Yeah.
Were
And
the
you
big
mean
three.
playing, watching, partaking, all of it.
that.
Like just in
It was your
Mostly
life.
as a fan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I still like watching relatives grow up playing sports and things like that. I have a nephew that plays college baseball. I like going to his games.
Yeah.
But mostly professional sports just because of the money involved and all of the everything that's involved with pro sports now.
Yeah.
And the celebrities that come out of it. And it's gone beyond the sport. So the sport just seems like the least part of it now outside of the celebrity.
I'm just tired of it.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I'll tell you.
And the money grab.
I'll go another step further.
Yeah.
Going to the live sports and watching them live. I would much rather watch them on TV. And I think it's because of crowds. I fucking can't stand crowds.
Yeah, the crowds, the parking, the getting out.
Oh, the parking, and then leaving and waiting an hour in the parking lot.
The hassle of all of it.
Yeah, and you know
I get
what?
that.
And then that goes towards concerts, too. I love going to some shows.
Oh, concerts are great.
But I cannot stand dealing with parking and driving in and being late for a show because there's shitty fucking accommodations that they don't anticipate a fucking crowd coming. The place has a capacity of 20,000 people. It shouldn't take you 2 hours to get a parking spot.
That is always my complaint. Every
Yes.
time I go to a parking lot, I'm like, they know we're all coming.
Yes.
This is not a surprise to anyone.
And if that's the case, don't have shows there that have 20,000 people that take 2 hours for a friggin' crowd to come in. I can't stand lining up for shows like that.
Yeah.
And then after you get into traffic situations and you finally get to the parking lot, you get to the front gate and people are lined up like crazy for another hour for security checks.
Yeah, that too. That is a pain in the ass.
And it's not just the experience, it's the way the media treats it too. So when you turn on any of the sports shows, all the talking heads are creating takes. They're making a big deal about something that never would have mattered years ago.
They're just
that
making
happened
up
in the
shit,
game. They're
right?
making up shit.
I mean, that's what
just
it
to
seems
talk
like to me.
about and fill an hour-long talk program. And they're making a big deal about whatever that really doesn't matter at all.
Okay, I have a hot take on that.
Manufacturing bullshit all the time.
I think that started whenever news networks and sports networks, for that matter, went 24/7. They had so much time to fill. And I'm more thinking about news because I don't watch sports stuff.
Well, news has done the same thing.
But news has done the same thing. They will just drone on about something that literally is a headline, and they'll create so much to this one topic that really has no bearing, no base in anything, because they're just trying to fill a 10-minute slot of time.
And everything has become, was that the greatest of all time? Was that the worst of all time? Was this the best game of all time? Was that the best play of all time?
Right.
Yeah.
Everything is immediate and then short-lived, right?
Yeah.
So everything is immediate, like, oh, that was the greatest. And then the next day, oh, no, that was the greatest. So
That in part has to do with social media, I think.
a lot of that is social media.
Yeah, because that makes news move so quick that everybody forgets what happened yesterday by today. Once it's hit Twitter or whatever, everything else behind it's old news. And nothing matters anymore.
And then what's manufactured and what's real.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's
anyway, because I mean the athletes are doing crap online and social media
And some
now.
of them are doing amazing things.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching some athletes right
Oh,
now.
sure, without
in
a
the
doubt.
sports. They're just like, holy fuck, that's absolutely amazing.
There is no doubt about it. It's things we haven't seen before and never would have imagined, just athletic accomplishments.
Right, but I'm going to go back to crowds again, okay? Because here's another one I fucking hate. I used to love traveling, whether it's and I don't like long trips, okay?
Yeah.
But I used to like just hopping on a plane and going somewhere for a weekend or 4 days and traveling. I fucking can't stand going flying now.
Yeah.
I can't
I'm
stand.
starting to be that
I
way.
can't
Flying used to be
stand-
special.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't. Exactly. I can't stand the hassle of going to an airport 2 fucking hours early, having to take my shoes off and all the security and bullshit involved. And then after you're there for 2 hours, you are stuck at the airport and then hearing, well, the plane is oversold now.
Oh, man.
And is there anyone here that wants to not go on the flight?
Yeah.
And then after all that bullshit, going like this, well, we've had some technical difficulties and the plane has been delayed by an hour. Mm-hmm. There was once that hour delay lasted 4 friggin' hours because they had to get another airplane from somewhere else.
So this is why you drive to Vegas.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
and I'll tell you why.
Without a doubt.
The Vegas airport is notorious for delayed flights, and you have to get there so early because the crowds are so huge that the security lines are long. Just to check in sometimes takes 2 hours on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So 2 hours early, security lines, and then you get a delayed flight by 2 hours. That's 6 friggin' hours.
Yeah.
You could make the drive in 7.5 hours.
That is legit.
And be in charge of your own
Right.
destiny.
Yes, you're in
For the
charge
most
of your
part.
own destiny.
And you get snacks that you want.
Yes, absolutely.
When we
So-
were
All right.
kids, going to the airport was a big deal. I mean,
Yeah.
even if you were just going to see somebody come in, like a relative coming in from
Oh,
out of-
yeah.
we would get dressed up to go to the airport.
That's amazing. You remember, of course, you probably do, because this was like such a big change. I remember before pre-9/11.
Oh,
right?
yes.
You could
You'd
walk
go to the gate.
You would walk straight up to the gate to
Yes.
drop your loved one off or pick up somebody, and that was exciting. Because I remember as a kid, you'd run up to the window and you'd see the
you
planes.
see the plane coming in.
You'd wait for the person to get off the plane.
They're coming off the
They're coming
plane.
off, yeah. And I would love that. And then after 9/11, of course,
Yeah.
that was gone. But that was one of the things I think that made it special.
Yeah, we used to bring booze on airplanes before 9/11.
Oh, I traveled with Paul. He
You're-
had a suitcase,
Yeah,
a
the
traveling
suitcase.
bar.
And when we were at your mom's funeral and somebody referenced that she had one, right?
She did, yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, the apple does not even fall off the tree.
Yeah, we loaded a cooler once, like a soft bag cooler. It was almost like a shoulder bag.
Yeah.
With like a case of beer one time when I forget where we were flying to.
Probably Vegas.
Yeah. That's I'm so sad I missed that era.
And it was the Tonelli party at the back of the plane.
Oh, God, that's a sad loss, man.
Yeah.
That's tough. I have a couple.
Okay.
Number one is social media.
Yeah.
Sorry, Marines in the room. Marine who does social media for the bone. Love you. I just hate that social media has now become to feel like a job.
Yes.
Like, I used to love it. I used to just post it when I was inspired and I had something to say. And now you just feel like if you want to keep up, if you don't want to get left behind, I know Tonelli can totally relate to all of the things I'm saying right now.
I don't keep up and I'm always behind.
But it's become like if you don't post it, it didn't happen.
Well, and let me tell you this. I fucking can't stand Facebook now. Fuck you, Facebook.
To me, Facebook's the worst.
Okay,
Yeah.
we have 65,000 people that follow us on Facebook.
Right.
And we're putting up memes and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what it was. Around the time, remember the Netflix show Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I put a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer with the joke. I watched Jeffrey Dahmer last night, and on that episode, he ate Ben & Jerry's. Okay, it's just a stupid friggin' joke. And by the
Great
way,
joke.
it's referencing ice cream.
Right.
All right? Well, all of a sudden, I am just, and we were getting up to that point, literally 10,000 shares on our shit.
I remember that.
After that one fucking joke, which, by the way, I couldn't even contest it because now you can't even contest what is offensive to them.
Yeah.
We are dialing down your algorithms and blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, fuck you. I don't need you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Their
Fuck-
algorithm thing
fuck
is a real
Facebook,
deal.
you should be happy that the media is talking about you because now I barely reference them on the air.
Oh, I think a lot of people are done with Facebook. I've
Yeah.
never been a Twitter person at all because Twitter's it's very toxic. I just think too much toxicity happens
Oh,
there.
I love the toxicity.
Well,
on-
you add to the toxicity. You are the toxicity on Twitter. As much as I love you, I cannot deal with it on
people
social.
Toxic
on
I
Twitter.
know.
Yes.
So I've never been a Twitter person, but Facebook used to be my number one. But then everything you're saying is absolute truth, and the algorithm, and I just want to go see my friends. Like, can
Right. I want to see what they're posting and shit like that.
And now they're starting to do it to Instagram. I open up my Instagram, and half the stuff I see, there's not people I follow.
Instagram is shit.
It's suggested.
Fuck you, Instagram,
This is
motherfuckers.
suggested to you because you liked whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
like,
I don't want that.
yeah, I just
want
want to go. And I want to see their vacation photos. Like,
Yeah.
It just lost being fun.
It's-
But the
yeah.
thing with Instagram is just way too many people post photos of themselves with filters and
oh, the filters have gotten way out of hand.
And it just create the AI stuff. There's just way too much fakeness on social media.
That's
now.
a very good point. Okay, real quick, my other thing before you really get into
that you're
yours,
getting
Julie.
older and now you're just tired of it.
I've always not. Okay, this is terrible to say on a rock station.
No, go for it.
But it's the truth. I have a hard time with shows. I'm the local show queen. We all know that.
Right.
I love. I support local music. Have my whole career.
Yep.
But I can't stand when shows start at like 10 o'clock at night.
Thank you.
I'm like, what are you doing? I've never liked that. Probably because I.
Well, you think you're Axl Rose?
I
You
know.
come out at 10 o'clock?
I'm like, for F's sake. I mean, I've been in morning radio for 21 years, so that has a lot to do with it because
Yeah.
our hours are so insane. But as I get older, I mean, once it hits midnight, like, I'm done. I don't care how much I love you. I'm over it.
You
Grandma's
got a kid.
watching the
You got to take
kid.
care of your kid at home.
I don't want grandma driving home at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm toast.
Yeah.
Like, I'm over it. Can we not? I feel like, who was just in the news? The actress saying that we need matinee rock shows.
Oh, that was
It
Jamie
was
Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. I am now Jamie Lee
Yeah,
Curtis.
everybody did the daytime stuff, right?
Can we
Nobody
do
does the
daytime
nighttime
stuff?
stuff
Or can we
anymore.
do like, 7 o'clock start? You go get an early dinner, 7 o'clock start. We're out of there by 10 or 11.
No, I like my lunch at 10 in the morning. If anyone, I can't stand freaking
Right?
salespeople going, hey, let's go for lunch sometime. We'll book it at 1 o'clock. I go, well, fucking 1 o'clock.
Oh, I know.
You know what time I wake up at 2:45 in the morning?
And I think that's the problem with all of us is we all have early morning hours. So
Yeah.
we get real grumpy by 1. But yeah, by midnight, I'm out. So any local band listening, if I walk out of your show at midnight, it's not because I don't like you. It's because Mama's tired.
Right.
That's
So
really all that's
I'll
about.
tell you how much things have changed. Back in the day, big name shows, cabaret shows at Tahoe
Yeah.
would have 2, sometimes 3 shows at night.
Yes.
So they do like a dinner show.
Yeah.
And then they might do like a 10 o'clock cocktail show. And
Yeah.
then a lot of times they would have a show at like 1 in the morning.
Dumb.
And that would go until 2:30 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah, but those 1 in the morning shows are great for the people who are just boozers and partying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my parents would from time to time, my dad would get off work at our neighborhood drugstore
Yeah.
at like 6 o'clock or something like that. And they would drive to Tahoe with a couple of neighbors. There'd be like 3 couples in the car or something
I see
like
this
that.
one coming.
Uh-huh.
And they would get to to one of them had like a condominium at the time up somewhere up at top. I'm going back to like the early 70s here.
Love it.
Maybe
I can
the late
visualize
60s.
it. Yep.
And they'd get up there at about 11 at night and go to the condo, get cleaned up, and they'd go to a midnight or 1 a.m. show.
Oh, my God. Oh,
That's the Tonelli. That's the Tonelli family.
That was when the big names were like at Harrah's or Harvey's, like the cabaret shows, the nightclub shows. And they were known for their like 1 a.m. shows.
I'd be at the 6 o'clock dinner show. I'm at the senior center at 6 o'clock having
They were
dinner.
in their 50s when they were doing that.
That's amazing. God bless them. Because I will not be doing that. It makes me feel really old, but I just can't. Hashtag I can't. All right, Huey, your turn.
Well, I was just thinking more about the social media stuff as far as like the fakeness of all the filters and stuff, but also just a lot of people, how they conduct themselves on social media. They'll like post like this very over polished photo and they got like this obnoxious caption, like it's a play on words, but it has nothing to do with the photo. And it's like you're trying to interpret what are they talking about?
Cryptic, like they're being a bit cryptic.
They're trying to be funny or
I always love when the really hot girls post selfies and they have a deep caption.
Yeah, exactly, that too. But that
you just wanted to post a selfie. We don't have to get deep
here. But
this
over polished photo in front of something they probably don't really own, like a car or a plane or something.
Yeah.
And they like this this caption. They think they're being like cute and zany. But doesn't make sense. I don't know. Or
pretending they're on a private jet and they're just like taking a picture.
Well, and now we know people actually like will rent that stuff out for Instagram and stuff. Like there are entire hotels or condos in New York City. I remember Kelly and Ryan were doing a whole bit on this where you rent out for the hour and it looks like you live in some penthouse in New York City.
You just rent it for the photo op?
And you rent it for the photo op.
Yeah.
And tons of people do this.
But then even on Twitter.
But like,
that's not new, though. I used to rent out a hotel room for an hour.
We know.
But Twitter's bad, too, with the toxicity as far as it gets very clicky. Like, you could post one thing, and, like, people gang up on you, and it drives people to cyberbullying and, like, disappear.
You mean where Lamont chimes in?
Yeah. That's me
like,
on Twitter.
That's like his mating call, his Twitter call.
But it's very clicky sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like if you say something different than someone else, then like the gang of people will jump on you, and it's just not a fun place to voice your opinion.
That's why
anymore.
I've never been on Twitter. That's where cancel culture was born.
Well, I will tell you this: so Twitter's getting it's not the same as it used to be. It's not fun anymore.
Even for the bully, it's not funny.
No, really? I was going to say, I thought you took pride and joy.
No, this is a true thing. I got a notice from Twitter that is deemed unacceptable. And I sent them a fucking message back going, hold it. On my fucking feed, if I just type in vagina, there's fucking people posting live shots, live sex on their fucking feed, and I'm unacceptable for telling a fucking joke. Fuck you, Twitter. Fuck you too.
They're unacceptable is unacceptable.
Exactly.
It takes all the fun out of it. It really does. I'm with you, Huey, on everything you just said.
But the Twitter blue stuff is crazy.
Twitter blue stuff?
Yeah, the verified stuff.
That's so.
Yeah.
You're not going to pay for any of that, are you?
No.
The verified check. This is mean. This is mean to say, but it's true. I kind of laugh at people now that do that. I'm like, you have a check mark, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
Why? What is the point of that? You're not getting
I'm
anything
not going to give names.
Because the new blue check mark represents like features you can access now. So you can have longer tweets, you can edit tweets, videos.
They should have like blue balls.
My thing is like keep Twitter blue, the check mark for verified accounts,
right,
and not fake accounts. But then if you want to do a special feature where you pay to get like extra stuff, then make that like
you
Twitter
get a little
gold
yellow bold birdie or something.
Now you're talking more categories. Who gives a shit?
Well,
no kidding.
It's ruined the appeal of what Twitter was.
Twitter periwinkle.
That's actually a good point. You get like a little gold bird or something if you pay for the
look at you,
ability.
Then you're still paying them for
I know.
stupid shit.
But yeah, if you want longer tweets and stuff, make it a separate
Who cares?
feature.
Make it a second tweet.
What were you going to make it a
longer
second tweet? What were you going to say? You were like, I'm not going to name any names, but
I'm not going to name any names. But I know someone that was so enthralled and so possessed that he wanted to get a blue check mark that he had someone working for him calling Twitter saying, this person needs a blue check mark. This person needs a blue check mark. And this is under the
I
old
have a
Twitter
feeling I know
regime.
who this is.
This is under the old Twitter regime.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do it, and it drove him nuts.
Oh my God. So now is he going to pay for it? I bet he will.
I bet you he was the first guy in line to pay for it.
So the old Twitter, you could like rally
Oh,
to
yeah.
get.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could be like, here's why I need to be verified because I'm a public person.
But then
Well, he was a
people-
public person, but they still wouldn't give it to him.
They just had beef against him entirely.
Yeah, exactly.
They're verified now.
Are they verified
I
now?
just looked.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he did pay for it.
He paid for it. I guarantee he paid for it.
Yeah.
Because
Oh my
they
God.
did not verify him when my
Yeah.
person was working there.
Uh-huh. Oh, I know exactly what
It's
you're talking
verified
about.
now. I just checked.
He was the first person in line.
The older I get, I'm just tired of the bullshit.
Right? Amen. That was a perfect way to wrap it up. Yeah, the older I get, the tired I am of more tired I am of everything. All right, that's enough of that. This was fun, actually. This is a good one. I think this was your idea, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
All right, make sure you subscribe to 1077 The Bone. And hey, follow us on social media because we love it so much.
Cut the bullshit out of your life.
We're just having fun on social.
I promise I won't troll you.
No, you don't. All right, thanks for being here. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.